Hey everybody, Scoopy Joe here. I just wanted to show off the newest metal detector that I just bought. So this is kind of the biggest upgrade I've ever done. My first serious detector was the Equinox 600 that I got just about 3 years ago now. I picked this up on a pretty decent Black Friday sale. I heard some rumor from Australia that they're going to be all increasing in price next year. I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm glad I grabbed this now on a bit of a deal. So I figured I'd unbox it and get it set up and then run through some test tones of some of the stuff that I have here. Because I'm not used to the higher segment VDI, and I'm going to have to relearn basically a whole new machine with this. So, I'm really pleased with how compact this version is. This is the whole shaft right here, so it collapses down really nice, really small. The only thing that they didn't fix, that was my complaint with the detect edge shaft as well, is that with the circular shaft it is kind of always a little off center unless you sit the detector down on a flat surface when you pull it out, which I mean it isn't a big deal, but it's kind of annoying. And obviously you don't want to pull these out too far. You got this little red line here to tell you kind of when to stop. You've got maybe only a couple inches of shaft after that, but if you're someone as short as me, it'll probably be only going about half the length. We'll keep it nice and short for the initial setup. So this came with its own 6-inch coil, which I thought was a great addition. Normally you have to buy these separately for the 6 and 800. The wireless headphones, which I'll probably only end up using on my computer or with my phone or something, because I don't normally detect with headphones. That's just a personal preference, but who knows, maybe with wireless I'll get used to using it. They do look really nice. And there's the arm cuff. So they've made it much easier to install the arm cuff this year. The old one you had to screw in a little thumb screw onto the post, and I think there was only 2 distance settings for that. So pretty sure for this one you just pop up a little clamp here and slide it on to however you want it. Again, my arms are pretty short, so I'm going to start pretty close to the hilt here, and we'll go from there. I also keep my pinpointer and my digging tool on the arm guard here. I don't normally mind the extra weight. I actually like a little bit of extra counterweight. Keeps the weight of the detector further back. And there's the charging cable. I actually have a spare of these as well. I got one just by itself so I could keep one in my car as well as home. Alright, take this out of frame for a sec while I open the rest of the box. And there's the main coil. So pretty much identical to the coil set on the 6 and 800. The coil ears are a little different. They stiffened them and added some support to stop the coil ear snapping issue, which I never ran into. I'm pretty careful with it. Over 3 years I never had so much as a crack with it. And same method to install the coil, except the lug nut is actually built into the ears on this one. On the 6 and 800 you have to put a lug nut on the outside. And let's remove this piece of tape here. Alright, so we just undo the lug nut, the bolt here from its mounted lug. There's the little rubber gaskets that go into the end of the shaft here. So make sure you remember to put these in. Alright, so I'll leave the coil wound up for now. And there's a convenient little arrow on the front of the coil which tells you where the front should go. So we're just going to pop that in there. It's a little bit of a tighter fit than I remember with the Equinox 600, come on. Oh, there we go. It's a very tight fit. Why is that such a tight fit? Doesn't look like it matters which is the top or which is the bottom of the lower shaft. You know what? I'm gonna just pop the lower shaft out completely for this installation. I have a spare lower shaft coming for the 6-inch coil, so I can just have the 6-inch on its own shaft and swap that out faster. Alright, I'm going to lay this flat down. Maybe without the rest of the detector on, it'll go a little easier. It's definitely a tighter fit than I was expecting, but I guess that's because it's brand new. Certainly won't have to tighten that very much. I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. I don't know why that was so tricky to get in, but just oddly tight in these new ears. They just bent out ever so slightly to get it in. I'm not sure why, but it is it's a very snug fit, but we got that together now, so I can just screw it together. And seeing as how tight this already is, you really don't have to tighten it that much because it's already not going to go really anywhere. If anybody else has been having that issue with the 900, let me know. It just feels like the ears are just like a 1,000th of an inch out of tolerance or something. It just seems tighter than it should be. Maybe I'm just used to the 600 being loose from using it for so long. Oh well. Alright. So, to wind the coil, or the cable, we'll just move the coil to about that position. Kind of shows you how far it could potentially bend backwards, which is unlikely, but that'll give you kind of the maximum bend that you'll ever get on it. And I will feed this in. Keep this quite short for now, just so we're in the frame mostly. And just go ahead and wind the cable fairly tight. You don't want a lot of wobble at the cable at the end where it passes over the coil. There's a notch here that lines up with a notch on the control pod, so you shouldn't have to force it at all. It just goes right in. And tighten it up. So then I'm just going to tighten the little nut on the side here of this cam lock. We're just going to make an assumption that that's more or less straight for now. So now you can see there's no strain on the cable if it's bent all the way back, and when it bends forward, just get a little bit of give, but that should be fine. Oh, you know what? I wrapped it wrong. So this is important to remember. Wrap your cable with the cable passing over the top of the coil, not underneath. Alright. Ow. Can you see me on the... Here, tilt the thing.
I can't.
Okay. Alright, move to the couch, just because this is an easier way to set this up. The tiny coffee table was starting to get frustrating. So we've wound the coil correctly this time. And I've obviously kept this a little short. When it's fully extended, you'll want to move the cable down a little bit. And like I said, it's a little tricky to get it fully lined up, so extend the cable out and kind of put it on a flat surface before you lock it in. I think I'll pop that off and give it a rewind. So if you're somebody short like me, you'll probably end up with a cable about this long, with which is quite a lot to wind up to the control pod. I usually do end up with a bit of a loop at the end, but it's never really bothered the detector too much. And can get some Velcro strips and put one Velcro strip right there. Alright, so I got some Velcro straps just to tie off these ends that are winding back on themselves a little bit. Alright, and we're ready to go. Alright, so I've prepared a selection of targets across kind of the whole spectrum to test on the Equinox 900. From the left, we've got a very small, paper-thin little silver ring. Focus. And we've also got kind of a hammered silver ring. Carved silver as well. 925 bracelet. Very thin chain that usually the Equinox has trouble with. I remember this barely registering when I found it. Big chunk of Mexico silver. Found this probably like a foot down in the beach. It had been there for a while. I was surprised nobody else had found it. It's quite heavy. We'll be doing 3 gold rings. These are the only 3 gold rings I've ever found. So this one I actually found before I started filming, unfortunately. If this is to be believed, it's a 18K Gucci ring. We've got a 10K, fairly small little carved ring there. And this one I found just recently. This is the 10K white gold. This one was a 3 on the 600 when I just found it. And if I recall, this one was 13. I almost passed it up as pull tab in a park, but I'm glad I didn't. Got a gold-toned stainless steel, and of course some of the usual culprits. We've got a zipper pull, and a couple of house keys, dog tag, some pull tabs, various pennies, and an American Shield penny, some silver coins. This one, I think it's about 80% silver. Oh, there you go. Hold it up with the camera, Joe. We've got an IHP from 1908. That's the oldest coin I've ever found. This coin has got to be my favorite. It's not super valuable, particularly, but I found this on the Fraser River. It's a silver 50-cent piece. That one was quite deep as well. It had a great tone. And this is just a nickel quarter from 75. I just liked how it was toned, so I preserved it. We've got a nickel from 1956. And some of our regular clad, we've got a 96 toonie, a 2012 toonie, a 2019 toonie, a 93 loonie, a 2013 loonie, and a 2019 loonie, a couple of quarters, a couple of nickels, and a couple of crusty dimes. So I'll wave those all in front of the 900 and see what those ring up as. Based on some preliminary testing, it seems like basically the VDIs are just doubled from what they would be on the 600, but they're perhaps a little bit narrower. So if that's true, obviously that would help to, you know, be absolutely certain if it's a pull tab or something really good. I would never, you know, avoid a pull tab if I'm in the beach or something, but I really don't like digging pull tabs in the grass. I'm sure nobody does. All right, it's testing time. So I'm gonna power on. Let me just turn on the backlight so you guys can see a little bit better. So we're in Park 1 for now. I'm just going to quickly noise cancel. Oops. And I've got the sensitivity like all the way down to 1. Obviously, I'm in my apartment. There's signals everywhere, so this is just for testing. So we're going to go, I guess, bad to good for now. Let's start with the pull tabs. So we got this shiny pull tab. $30.31. Matte pull tab. Solid 33. Colored pull tab. Also 33. So it looks like we're looking at a 30 to 33 range for pull tabs, so that's pretty much double what I've been getting on other on the 600. All right, let's move over to the clad. So let's do a couple of dimes. So this is just a 2016 dime, and barely registering because our clad is horrible. All over the place. 36, 35. Got a little iron grunt in there. Yeah, see, our clad is just garbage. Alright, so onto the nickels. These are, this is a 2000s nickel. 26, 27. 2022 nickel. You know, the alloys get worse as the coins get older usually. It's jumping all over the place. And we got a 2003 quarter. Quarters have always been garbage ever since the late 80s. And here's a 2016 quarter. Once again, all over the place. Alright, 93 loonie. A little cleaner. 2013 loonie. Not too bad. This is picking up loonies a little better than the 600 was. But then we get into the modern loonie, and it's just garbage. That one was a 2019 loonie. Same might hold true for the toonies. So this is a 96 toonie. Not great. 2012 toonie. Some low tones, all sorts of garbage in there. 2019 toonie. And more garbage. All right. So let's go to the 56 nickel. Yeah, not a great one there either. This is the 78 quarter. And here's the 1951 silver half dollar. That's a nice one. Can I hear more of those, please? Alright, we've got a this is a 62 silver dime. This is one of the Cougar quarters, 1867 to 1967. Pretty sure these are 60 to 80% silver. Quite nice. Here's the 1908 IHP. That's just a straight copper signal. Here is a 2021 shield penny from the States. $19.80 penny from Canada. Is that the same as the shield penny? Not quite. I can't even read this one. It's just a super crusty old penny. Yeah, we're about the same for all the old pennies. Oh, there's a garbage penny. What year is that? 2003, yeah. Getting into the alloys now. This one, can I even read what the date is on here? Nope. 90s, I think. Yeah, nice and high again. Zipper pull. The, I don't know, is this a nickel house key or plated, chrome plated something? Here's just a brass house key. Dog tag. Alright, Mexico silver bracelet. We'll try it in a few different configurations. So first it's going to be all balled up in a big clump like that. And now I'll just dangle it nice and loose. Okay, let's try the silver chain. So once again, I'll just ball it all up like that first. Nothing. Whoop. Nothing at all. Man, the Equinox does not like tiny chains. Oh, a little bleep. Oh, what do we got? 50, 51. I don't know if it'll like it. More or less, if it's all open. Eh. Not much. So yeah, we're still probably losing some very fine chains unless your sensitivity is cranked super high. And then we'll do the final big silver piece, silver bracelet. Okay, and the gold tone stainless. Alright, gonna finish up with the silver rings and then we'll move on to the gold. So let's start with the big heavy silver. Nice one. And the little hammered bent carved silver. And the paper thin silver ring. I'm just going to turn the sensitivity up one more notch. Alright, now that I got the sensitivity up a little higher, I'm just going to try that chain one more time. still hates it. Interesting. Okay, moving on to the gold. So, we'll start with the white gold that I found recently. That was a 3, so let's predict that this is going to be a 6. Yep. And we've got a little gold. Oh, that's a nice sound. And the Gucci. Okay, so this did come into the pull tab range on the 600, and it's a little bit lower on the 900. So that's good news. It actually differentiates it from the pull tabs that I normally find. Alright, well, I'm sure there's lots more stuff to test. I'm going to continue doing this as I go out and just try and learn the machine. I still dig every tone, unless it sounds like complete garbage, or there's a ton of iron in it, or it sounds like it's at the center of the earth, as I'm sure most of you do. Well, I've got the 900 set to my comfortable short person length. I think my cat agrees. I've also installed the leather control pod and screen cover from my 600. I'll be taking the 900 on its inaugural hunt very soon to take the pull tab challenge put out by RDog, where I'll dig 50 pull tab signals to see what else might be hiding in those numbers. On this machine, that'll be anything from 30 to 34 or so. That's all for now. This video went a lot longer than I intended, but thank you very much if you stuck around until now, or even if you skipped to the end, thanks for watching anyways. Until next time, this is Scoopy Joe, out.